Just as syllables in a word could be added, deleted, and replaced, sounds in a word could be added, deleted, and changed. The last formulation in which the beginning sound is changed was how Allie was taught to rhyme words, but she wasn't able to do so in kindergarten or first grade, partly because she wasn't developmentally ready. B, at, bet. Change b to p, pet. Change p to m, met. And there were 2 steps in her learning strategies that were required in order for her to see visually and comprehend clearly the structure and restructuring of sounds in words to indicate what rhyming looks and sounds like. My name is Mimi Samsoneth, and you're watching How Allie Learned to Rhyme Words on One Mom's Perspective. My daughter's name is Alice. I call her Allie. She is 7 years old. Allie was born with trisomy 21, also known as Down syndrome. Before Allie was introduced to rhymes in kindergarten, she was exposed to the concept of rhymes with fun, at-home activities while she was picking up how to sound out letters and read. In kindergarten and first grade, the instructions and practices in school and at home became teachings for Allie to only read, not rhyme, from Allie's perspective. Just as sounding out a word is learning how to read, sounding out parts of the word, including changing the beginning sound of a word, was also, to Allie, learning or being taught how to read. Understanding that Allie processed information in this way due to her delays indicated that some steps were missing in order for her to grasp the restructuring for rhymes in words and the ability to come up with rhyming words by herself. Rhyming words sound the same. The fact that the ending sound remained the same and the beginning sound changed didn't yet filter clearly for Allie. Pat. Rhyming words sound the same. That is, not until the summer after first grade with these 2 needed steps in her learning how to rhyme. Whether syllables or sounds, the 3 parts of a word was too many and confusing even visually for Allie. Boxes being drawn for 2 parts of a word, the beginning and ending sounds was clear to Allie. She already knew that the ending sounds were called word families. Allie did learn well this part of the rhyming concept.
Stick, kick, lick.
However, she was not able to learn rhymes only by listening. The instructions that ending sound stays the same and the beginning sounds gets changed wasn't enough for Allie either. She needed to see the boxes for visualization. This was the first step in the learning strategies that enabled Allie to understand the structure and restructuring of words to rhyme. Oh, that's a nice word family. Word family is sound at the
end.
Okay, when we make rhyming words, what sound do we change?
Beginning.
Beginning sound. So up. What word do you want first? Yeah. What word rhymes with mop? Allie practiced by keeping the ending sound known as word families.
Up. Bop.
Bop your head, maybe. What else are we going to rhyme it with? And changing just the beginning sound with consonants, digraphs, and blends, all which she's learned well and set her up to be developmentally ready to rhyme. Do you want a letter or do you want a blend? Prop. Yeah, that's a good word. You want a letter or do you want a blend? What do you want?
Trip. Ship. Zip. chip, dip, lip,
Wow, how awesome that is.
block, lock,
App,
up, wap.
rhyme.
One's with crap, one's with flap.
The second step in the learning strategies that worked for Allie to come up with words that rhyme by herself was to verbalize rhymes with each time she said two rhyming words.
Duck, one's with lock. Pear, one's with bear.
Just saying words that rhyme initially didn't translate for Allie, as this was done frequently in school and at home. Seeing boxes representing the beginning and ending sounds of words and saying out loud the phrase
One's with
each time she came up with a rhyming word were the missing steps required for Allie to process rhymes.
toad. One's with rose. Hen, one's with wren. Jet, one's with yet.
Yes, it does.
Bee, one's with he. Lad, one's with moon. Shoon, moon.
Once Allie grasped rhyming and was able to rhyme words by herself, these two steps were no longer required. That is a word.
One's with blip. Blip, one's with chip.
She didn't need to see the boxes, and she didn't need to verbalize rhymes with each time. What two words were it?
Yeah, one's with sound.
What were no longer required, however, were needed stepping stones in Allie's learning process to understand rhymes.
So clock.
What two words were
Clock, one's with clock.
it? Does. Let's read the next story. Because of her information processing delays. These two steps would be used as reminders when needed in the future.
As sleep. Rhymes with sheep.
Fortunately, these two steps were discovered by having figured out that she wasn't learning how to rhyme, but how to read when being taught rhymes in school and at home in kindergarten and first grade. It was evident Allie's learned how to rhyme when she's just rhyming for fun, unprompted, through everyday activities.
Sheep. Feet. I say feet.
I know.
Sleep. Cheap. What cheap mean?
Cheap means not a lot of money, honey. Not expensive. Rhyming casually also presented great opportunities for Allie to ask and learn new words.
What Greek mean?
I don't know. I think it's a nonsense word. I know you love to switch your blends, huh? You should switch your consonants. You have more rhyming words that way. More real words that way. Thanks for watching.